Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's Javier here with The Real Javier Novoa, a channel, a platform, and a modality where we apply the principles of interiorism to living free, to getting off the prison grid. And I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're having a great weekend. I was taking a relaxing day here, doing some work and also relaxing here on Sunday. And let's just say I just had an emergency coaching session. And I do those, ladies and gentlemen, occasionally, as long as I have no calls during that time. If someone wants to do an emergency coaching call, we'll do that. It was an emergency coaching call because the person has come to what he might term, and what people looking at it on the outer might term, rock bottom, guys. And of course, I got permission to share the details. I would never share the identity of someone on a coaching call. If we get permission, we can share the details of it, the general details. I can't tell you specific advice just because I don't know your situation. I can do that on coaching calls, but we can go into general details and we can get it to where you can apply this information to your own specific circumstances. So this person lost a family member, lost a girlfriend, was basically dumped by his girlfriend, and his business has had no sales for about 3 weeks. The business has been basically just totally going into what he calls a death spiral. I wouldn't call it that, but what the person's viewing it as. And this is something that a lot of people in the manifesting community experience. In fact, Genevieve Davis calls this the snapback. And I've been telling you guys, I've been trying to get this message out through the videos. Don't try to manifest. What interiorism is designed to do is to help you manifest, but having it be outside of the law of attraction manifestation. Because you can manifest, but then you're subject to all of those laws, guys. And it, of course, follows the laws of feeling, the laws of getting into resonance, getting into vibrational acuity with it, alignment. And the laws are very specific and very exact. So if you're trying to manifest something and you do attain that alignment, guess what? If you make a big jump in your alignment, then a small falling out of that alignment means a bigger loss. I hope you understand me just a little bit. For example, let's say you want to manifest $1 million and you've never had $1,000. If you can somehow force the manifestation by imagining $1 million hard enough and hitting it hard enough, and people can do this, guys, it's called force manifestations. It's sort of like an underground knowledge in the manifestation community that they don't teach newcomers. But it is possible, guys. If you're disciplined enough, you can force a manifestation. Let's say someone gets into alignment with $1 million and he forces the manifestation. Then let's say he gets to $700,000. Then a doubt creeps in, guys. Because those doubts are still there. You're just sort of pushing them under the surface. You're suppressing them, and suppression is never a good thing because it comes out in other areas. Well, when that doubt surfaces, and then you fall from that $1 million vibration just a little bit, that's going to be a big fall. And you could lose everything, guys. That's the problem with this manifestational snapback. That's why we encourage in interiorism not to try to manifest, but just to have it on the interior and allow that to be good enough. And we're going to be talking about this in the videos that are coming out on interiorism. But the trick of this, guys, and the thing that it does is that it builds resonance with that inner version of you, that version of you on another film roll who already is the person he or she wants to be. so that then you don't have to worry about when you finally manifest it on the outer, falling out of that vibration. Hope you understand me, and this story may clarify that. So this person did manifest a lot of things, but then he ended up losing them all because he fell out of vibrational resonance. That's the problem when you try to manifest. Because when you manifest something on the outer, here's another secret, and you get that thing on the outer, if you have not truly fully resonated with the person who has that thing on the outer, then you're going to be afraid to lose it. And then, of course, that fear of losing it, according to the law of attraction and the laws of the universe, is going to manifest some kind of loss somewhere. That's the problem with law of attraction. That's the problem with manifestation, because you're putting your focus and your hopes on the outer, and things can happen on the outer, guys, because your vibration is always fluctuating. And when your vibration fluctuates, you may lose something on the outer. But if you're in complete vibrational resonance, if you know that everything is on the inner, you will quickly bounce back from that. And most times you won't even notice the diminution on the outer of your manifestation. But when you're pinning your hopes on the outer, when you're trying to manifest, that means you're trying to line your feelings up on the inner to get the outer. Then guess what? The focus is on the outer. Do you understand me just a little bit? I just got off this call, so I'm still trying to organize my advice and my thoughts here. But the basic thing is, guys, the focus needs to be on the inner, guys. If the focus is on the manifestation, then you're going to be tangled up with that, guys. And the outer is very fluid, as we talked about in other videos. So anything that happens on the outer is going to influence your continued resonance or your continued persistence in that vibration or in that what we call state. And therefore you'll lose it. That's what happened to the client. So you've done this, and I hope it's a lesson learned. I hope if any of you've gone through this, you've learned the lesson. So now what, guys? You're in the vibrational pits. You've lost everything. You're at what many people call rock bottom. So what do? The final, shall we say, icing on the cake for this person was that he got very sick. Not deathly ill, but I believe he got some kind of flu. And for 2 days, he just didn't want to get out of bed. And he was basically just sick to his stomach, couldn't do anything. That added to the depression. So now you're depressed. You're sick. You're in bed. You've lost a loved one physically and in a relationship, and your business isn't going anywhere. Javier, what am I doing wrong? What can I do? I just feel like it's all over. What can you do? Obviously, the first step is to get that interior back, to get that interior energy back, because the interior, of course, is the exterior and therefore influences the exterior. So you would start with the interior. You would think that in common sense thinking. But what are you going to do? Because dopamine, guys, it's a very real chemical, and we're going to do a video about this. What is dopamine vis-a-vis interiorism and vis-a-vis manifesting and so forth? He doesn't have dopamine, guys, because first of all, as Joe Dispenza talks about, a lot of us are addicted to negative emotion, and there's a certain dopamine even associated with those negative emotions. But once all those negative emotions have even been played out, and you've hit the pits of depression, there's no more dopamine. There's no more chemical that's going to motivate you or inspire you. You're not able to feel better at this point. There are two options here. The first option is just to ride the depression out, guys. And even science has researched this. If you watch the lectures of Huberman on dopamine, eventually it will come back, but you've got to have a period where there's no spike in dopamine, where there's no upset, and you're just at a base level of vibration. That's hard to do. That would be like a meditative period. If you can take 1 or 2 weeks and just get into a sort of Eckhart Tolle mindfulness, into the presence and power of now, you can eventually get out of that. I recommended another roadmap for him because, guys, here's the reality of the way we have to see it. Because everything is interior, therefore the exterior is interior. Therefore, there's no difference between interior action and exterior action. So what did I tell him? I said, you're not going to be able to feel better in your mind. You're not even going to be able to know who you are, because those thoughts are just moving very quickly, and you're at basically a chemical baseline within your body and your mind. You're not going to be able to think very differently. So you have to go straight to a knowing, guys. And I asked him, can you tell yourself, I am, I exist? And he said, yes. And I said, okay, can you get up now? He said, I still feel a little bit sick. I said, okay, stay in bed for now. But as soon as you can get up, I want you to get up and go outside and take a walk. Can you do that? And he said, yes. If you can get out in nature, guys, and you can actually, I want to call it a hard focus. If you can have a hard present moment focus that does not accept any thought to get past. And I know it's hard in this case, but you can do it. So what I want you to do, I told him, is go walk outside and be completely mindful. And when any thought comes up about anything at all, I want you to say no and refocus, and no and refocus, and no and refocus. This may take 15 minutes. This may take 30 minutes. But if you do it while you're walking, and if you can jog, because that's also going to cause endorphins to spread throughout your body. I want you to do that, guys. Anything that can get your mind on the present moment and off of the situation, right now is not a time to think. Thought is not going to help you at all right now. That's a modality that you can do. Get completely in the present moment. Now, of course, he's going to have to go back to work the next day. But I said, take a period of time during your day, whether 30 minutes or an hour. Do this for about a week. Get completely in the present moment. And while you're working, try to be completely in the present moment. Try not to have analytical thoughts about thoughts. You want to take a hard present moment focus and be completely in the present moment. The second thing that you can do, and I recommend this to everybody because it works when you're on the dregs, guys, when you're on the lowest levels of the emotional scale, do the WHM Hof breathing. And we've done videos about it, and we'll do more demonstrations about it, and you can look it up on YouTube. The WHM Hof breathing, it's basically 4 rounds or more if you can, guys. You could do an hour of it, of deep breaths in, short breaths out. Do 30 of those, and then you hold your breath as long as you can. Then you take another deep breath in, and you hold that, and you can tighten your muscles in your torso for about 15 seconds, then release. Do that about 5 times, and you're going to feel high after that. Do that every day. And I also told him to take 15 seconds of a cold shower. Why are we recommending all of this, guys? Because when your mind is shot, when the chemicals in your body are not working and releasing properly, the only response to that is going to be getting into alignment by doing something physical if you can. Now, if there's some reason why you can't do something physical, you can imagine yourself doing something physical, guys. Neville Goddard talked about this. He said, imagine yourself being handcuffed to a bench, and then imagine yourself running, and what would happen if you were handcuffed to the bench, and imagine yourself running. Even if you can't do something physical, remember, the body doesn't know the difference between imagining and doing something physical. But I wanted to get him out of his analytical mind. Now, after a few days of that, you'll know when your body is back to a chemical stasis, when your body is back to a sense of normalcy, then you can start journaling. And what you want to do is you want to sit down and say, okay, I'm going to surrender to my right brain, and I want information to my right brain for the first steps of how to get this under control. Then you just start journaling, you listen to your right brain. We'll do more videos on this. You have all the answers, guys. You have them all within. Then another huge component of this is do some GTD, guys. There's a great book called Getting Things Done by David Allen. What you do is you take all of your open loops and all of your papers and everything that's strewn in your outside world, you put it into an in basket. Then you make a list of everything that's on your mind, and you evaluate that list, guys, and you figure out what is it, what do I need to do about it, what's the next action. These are action steps, but these are steps that are going to get your mind back into balance. And once you feel in control, once the ship is no longer sinking, this could take a period of days and weeks, then you sit down and you ask yourself, okay, what are my intentions? And you want to figure out, what is it that I want? It's going to be an intention so big that you have no idea how to get there, and then your focus is not going to be pulled towards this film roll that you're on. And the next few videos are going to be absolutely about this topic: how to devise intentions, how to figure out what you want, and how to be that. So I hope this helps, guys. This is how to get out from rock bottom. Of course, if you're not at rock bottom, maybe these won't help. But if you're absolutely at rock bottom, you've got to go back to the physical body. You've got to do something to snap your brain out of it. And then slowly you can plug the leaks. And then slowly you can get back to stasis. And it's all in an understanding and a knowing of who you are. You are the creator. You are the manifester. Stop trying to manifest on the outer. Go in the inner. And then you'll realize that you don't have to keep up practices. But if you have manifested a rock bottom, these are the steps to get out of it. I hope you enjoy the videos, guys. Please do share the videos with family and friends if you find value with our material. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Also, I am doing coaching calls. I will put my email in the description. Until very soon, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you soon on the next videos in the series of what is interiorism, the scientific proofs of interiorism, and how to practice it to live free of a job and a boss, to get off the prison grid and to do what you came to do. So until very soon, guys, have a great night.